chimney, the Arrow Chimney.
Lost Arrow Spire.
Lost Arrow Spire. And northwest face of Half Dome. And the other is the route I did with Salathe on Sentinel. Which is
Right.
north face of Sentinel.
So a half dozen, actually.
Yeah, right. It's a large percentage, right?
Of all of these,
of the 50,
what are a couple of your favorites?
My favorites? Well, I always have a hard time with people asking
I
that.
can imagine.
Do I have a favorite? I don't really have favorites. I like them all, you know. I mean, there's some that I like more than others, but as a matter of fact, I like the Royal Arches a lot. And but let's say of Yosemite. If I were to pick probably the greatest climb I've done in Yosemite, I would say the Royals and Frost's and Chuck's route on El Cap, the Salathe Wall, because again, another Roper suggestion. He says one day, he says, you know, we have to do the Salathe Wall, and this was 1965 maybe. It was climbed in '62, remember? And by the time we got on the climb, we were, well, by the time we got on, we were still weekend climbers. I mean, I call myself a weekend climber. I never in my life have spent more than 4 or 5 days in Yosemite Valley at any one time. I didn't have the urge to spend a summer there, for instance, because I had other places I wanted to go, other climbs I wanted to do. So we were weekend climbers going up and repeating a route, a marvelous route, and as Royal said last night, it's one of the great climbs of the world, you know, and I agree with him. And we made the second ascent. Roper, myself, and a doctor friend of ours, Richard Long. Actually, then he was in medical school. He's now a physician, orthopedic surgeon. So anyway, you asked for a favorite climb, and I have to say that because it was a great experience. And
Alan, what are you doing these days?
Oh, I retired a number of years ago after I finished my work with, I was working at the ski hut, and I had this idea with a friend of mine to start an adventure travel company. And this we did in 1969. January 1st, 1969, we started a company called Mountain Travel.
Sure.
Lee LeBon, myself, and Barry Bishop. And anyway, I was with that for 10 or 12 years, and it was marvelous. You know, a midlife change is not easy to do, and but we brought it off. We survived the first years when it's, what are the statistics? I think 60% of all business ventures fail in the first couple of years. I mean, small businesses. So anyway, when I retired from that, in 1980, let's say, or '79, I just I didn't have to go back to any job. So, although I led trips, I have a home office deduction on my income tax, so I still do that. All my books are on that, and
I'm not. I know you've got to get back to your meeting in a couple of minutes, but wanted to ask you, because this is basically for the Climbers Ranch and the Tetons. Do you have a favorite climb up there? The Exum Ridge?
I've done some climbing there, and of course there are a number of routes in our book too. The direct Exum is there. Let's see what else. The north face of the Grand.
North face, right.
Direct Exum, north face.
Those are the only two I remember.
No, the North Ridge.
Oh, and the Mount Moran, I think.
Right. Yeah. South. Is it the southwest face of Mount Moran?
Correct.
We climbed all of them for our book, you know, so we could have a first-hand experience. And so, if I were to say which was the most memorable, I think maybe the climbing on Moran was very exciting, and north face of the Grand was a great climb too, and we did that in quite good style. Roper and I, we managed to do it from Jenny Lake, round trip, leaving at say 3 in the morning and getting back by 3 in the afternoon. So we did it in 12 hours. But
it's not the way it's done now usually. It's not the way it's done now.
They camp up there, right?
2 days, yeah.
And well, also we didn't rope up for quite a distance. We did maybe half the route unroped, and until you get to the Bat Guano Chimney or something like that. But Moran had more interesting climbing in that. If you know the climb, you know those.
I've been trying to do it for a long time. I haven't made it.
Yeah,
But,
there's some pretty hard. Well, I mean, we did the pendulums. Well, actually, I don't think we free climbed that. It goes at pretty high standard.
so are you climbing at all now?
I'm still climbing. I decided I wanted to keep doing it because I enjoyed it. You know, I enjoy the activity. I like getting out in the backcountry, and of course I don't go the backcountry as often as I'd like. So I boulder here in the Bay Area. So I'm keeping active, and it's good for my spirit and keeps me fit.
Great.
So
you look good. Again, congratulations on your award.
Well, all right. Thank you very much.
And thank you so much for talking to us for the Climbers Ranch Video Library.
You're very welcome.